First things first, I think Sunday was probably one of the best performances that Rangers have put in all season. A simple question, but how pleased were you with all aspects of the game?
Yeah, we had a real control over what we were about the past game, so it was pleasing. It was pleasing to see the confidence that was in the squad actually went on the park for the full 90 minutes.
There was an awful lot of conversation surrounding Colley's performance. Obviously, still 19, but still relatively experienced despite a young years. How excited are you by Colley's sort of performances just over the whole season? She seems to be getting better.
Yeah, well, Carly's young in age, but she's got good experience in terms of playing. You know, where she's came from Glasgow City, she's played in some big games for Glasgow City. She's came to Rangers and she's stepping up to the challenges that's been put in front of her, not just in terms of playing, but also our general life and in the training sessions that we've had.
Quick word on Rachel. She was not in the squad on Sunday. Was that a tactical thing, resting, or has she picked up a knock?
No, but we bang on about the starters and the finishers, and we choose a team based on who's actually training well, who's requiring more recovery time, and we just felt that her the past games that she'd played in, that we would just take a precaution and just leave her out. We're fortunate that
Brilliant.
we can do that with the squad that we have.
Quick word on Brianna. Obviously, won Player of the Year yesterday. She came in October. I think everyone can see how impressive she's been, but from someone who works with her every day, just how impressive has she been from a professional aspect in and around the dressing room?
Yeah, she's the type. She's a good fit for us. We talk about bringing the right type of people into this club at Rangers, being a one club, and not only has she blossomed and went from strength to strength, but it's things that she does. There's a lot of emphasis put around the kind of social and psychological aspects which she does. So she brings a good mood to the group. She also is quite willing and puts a lot of her time into some of the academy stuff with Kevin. So you'll see her at as with a few of the other girls, you'll see her turning up, looking at the young kids coaching. The academy set up there. So she's a real mature player, and just a good person to be about. And she's went from strength to strength, and her performances, as everybody knows, has culminated in her becoming the player of the year this year.
Obviously, Spartans was a big challenge on Sunday. We spoke about that. That was passed with flying colours. Colours. Hibs have represented a very similar sort of challenges. Maybe Spartans. There's been two games this season that have been 1-0. A lot of people might be looking towards the game on Sunday for obvious reasons, but how big is this game?
Every game. When I'll keep saying it, every game is 3 points for us. Right from the start of the campaign, and that hasn't changed at all one bit. But when we can have the majority of our squad playing to their optimum level, then we become a good team, in possession and out of possession. And I think, as I said, the confidence went on the park for the 90 minutes against Spartans, and we posed them some real problems. We were always in control of that game.
Picking up on a couple of points you made there, Edmund. I mean, you must be relishing this title race. It's great to see in the women's game that there is a fight and a hunger to win the title, and especially as you mentioned, with the confidence your squad's at the moment. For you as a manager, you must be relishing this.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, there's been a lot of groundwork put in, right for the start of the kind of campaign, right from when we put the staff together. The board put a fantastic, diverse group of people together. So my job was just about allowing them the autonomy and allowing them, that ability to think independently together, which has been key to the guys going and contributing in terms of our planning and our preparation for games. So it's really pleasing for me as a kind of older guy there, and having my kind of journey in football to be helping these guys maximise their potential and become some real good coaches.
When you look at stuff at the weekend, you sort of liken it to the old firm games, or the old firm sort of seasons in the past, where Celtic and Rangers in the men's game were playing every week, and you're looking at each other's results.
Yeah.
Is that something that you do at a weekend through a Sunday? Are you looking at everybody else's results to see who may or may not slip up and use that as a factor?
Yeah, definitely. That factor is going to have to creep in now. Our scenario's changed, whereby we're chasing it a wee bit. So we know that City have amassed the points. They're sitting clear with the points in the bag. So yeah, we look at other results now after we've played, and we just see where we fit in, and then we put a plan in place for our next game. But really and truly, the focus, same with the men's first team, is game by game, gaining that 3 points, and then just seeing where you're situated in terms of where you are in the league.
Without giving your master plan away from us too much, but is it a case of really just keeping within striking distance ahead of the final game, and then really showing what you can do in that sense?
It's belief. It's absolute belief. We're now at the stage where, as a group, we've formed strong bonds and strong relationships with players and with staff. So it's really about keeping on top of those relationships and pushing myself and driving myself towards getting that ultimate goal. Being at a big club like Rangers, absolutely everything is at hand to us. We've got a fantastic training facility. We've got a fantastic board that's 100% committed behind us. We're a one club, all the way for the directors, Ross Wilson, Craig Mulholland, all the way right down, and right into our, as I'm saying, that diverse group that we've got coaching just now. There's a lot of help at hand for all of us, and the players included.
Just finally, from me, Malky, obviously we saw the Rangers, the men's side lifting the trophy at the weekend and the celebrations that followed. I mean, is that something the girls look to now to say if we can replicate that, we'll be doing well?
Well, I was one. I thought you were going to ask me for 55 reasons there, but obviously you're not. It's been great. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's been we talk about the one club, but it's actually happening here. It really is in the moment here. We've got involvement from the manager Steven Gerrard and his backroom staff as well. There's a real togetherness here, and it's inspirational for the girls to see what the men's first team have achieved this year, but not just that, how they've achieved it. The proof of concept, and that that they're a tight knit bunch that works ever so hard. So yeah, we want to try and be that one club and be similar to the men's first team.
College Arasoli, she's got bags of experience, been in the Champions League. Is she a player that you'll be looking to tie up for the next few years and get the most out of her development?
Yeah, it's vital. It's vital that we have a mix in the squad. So we're always going to be targeting players as the years go on and the women's game grows. But sure, the plus side is, just as you're saying there, that she's young. She's enthusiastic. She's got a hunger and a desire to improve as an individual, and also as a team player. And she certainly adds value to what Rangers Football Club's about.
There's been plenty of games. The schedule's been really hectic. The fixtures coming up, looking into the last 5 just now. How's training been? I can imagine it will be all about those recovery moments and trying to get everyone perfect for the next game.
Yeah, it's basically what we do is we've got a trust, as I'm saying there. The staff have got full autonomy and running their own kind of part of the cogs in the wheel, if you like. So it's basically on load. We're coming off the loading training, keeping it sharp, keeping it upbeat, keeping it fun, but still with that demand. Based on that, we're the methods that we use to train. So it's good that we've got a staff that are so switched on and tuned into what we're about and how we best prepare for the next game.
Brianna obviously won the kind of Player of the Year last night. One thing that really caught my eye was the inclusion of Brianna in the awards alongside the men. And the men's award was called the Men's Player of the Year, and it's something that, as someone who kind of works hard in terms of wanting equality within the women's game, it was really nice to see that. Is that one club mentality just kind of, how, in your eyes, how is that one club mentality kind of filtering in as an advantage in your team?
Yeah, I think it's second nature now here. We actually don't really, I've been banging on about the one club, and it's actually happening. It's here now. It's in our DNA now. It's in our language. It's Rangers is a massive club, historical values, and it's moved with the times, which is so pleasing for not just the girls but for the men as well, and the academy players that are about here. So it's really key that the progression that the club's made, and albeit with the pandemic and stuff like that's been stop and start, but the club have been 100% behind it. And it's evident in our daily actions about the place, everything about when the girls come in through those big blue gates. we're equal. We're here on merit. Players are here on merit because they're good players. Staff alike. So it's just a real fantastic place to be, at Rangers Football Club just now.
And just lastly, I've seen a few people kind of asking in terms of team selection. Dana and Sonia, two players that are most likely to come on as finishers in games, and you can see the energy that they bring when they do come on. Is that two players? There's maybe more, but is that two players you'll be keeping as almost secret packets of energy towards those last few games of the season when maybe the rest of the girls are just that wee bit too tired?
It's vital that everybody contributes, and as I said, it's game by game, and we select the starters and the finishers to gain the 3 points. So but it's a total buy-in that whether you play 15 minutes or 30 minutes or you play 90 minutes, it makes no difference to the team, because it's about Rangers Football Club. It's about trying to get the 3 points, and it's for the greater good, So the sacrifice that the players make in terms of being a professional player and everything about themselves goes into the match day as well. So we've got an absolute buy-in, and it's great. Just as you said, not just Sonia and Dana, but we've got other players that are involved that play maybe some more minutes or more minutes than other players. But it makes no difference. It's about the contribution and the fine detail and what you're bringing to get that 3 points.
You spoke about the importance of the performance and maximising the performance in different games with different challenges. But perhaps now, 5 games to go, the results matter more than the performance. It's about getting points on the board. So with looking up at City, a few points ahead, and with Celtic over the shoulder, how do you reiterate and reinforce the importance of points and results, maybe at the expense of the performance level?
Well, I think first and foremost that when we're talking about the business end, obviously it's getting close to the end of the season here. But what's vital is that it's the whole season. You're judged from the whole season, right from game one right till the final game of the season. But you're right when you say it's about maintaining performance levels and facing up to different problems in each game. Because it's not a given that you can go out there and put the ball in the back of the net and give yourself a comfortable lead in certain games. In many ways, it's probably tougher as the minutes go on in the games where you don't have the cushion. But what we're trying to do is bring about a patience in the squad, bringing about a belief in the squad that it doesn't matter whether we win 1-0 or whether we win 5-0. It's irrelevant. It's only about the 3 points, and that's been right from game one, and it'll be no change till we get to the end of the season. But as I said, the dynamics have changed in the game where, I'm quite sure that City will have to be maintaining their standards and ensuring that they get 3 points every week, because certainly that's what we'll be doing at our end.
The 2 previous games were 1-0 wins and narrow margin of victory.
Yep.
To what extent do you reflect on those in your preparations for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we're mindful of the last time that we've played them and any problems that we encountered prior to playing them. But we don't look too much at that, because as the games progress, for example, Hearts. I thought Hearts were absolutely fantastic when they came and played us here at the training ground. What a transformation that Kirky's done with Hearts. They gave us some real problems. So every team's going to improve the more that you're subjected to these games. So for us, it's in the moment. It's about how the mood of the group is, who's playing well, who we think as a staff are going to really contribute and gain the 3 points. So I guess there's a bit of a mixture in both elements there. But again, that goes down to we're planning, we're preparation, and again that diverse squad of staff that we have, that everybody's contributing and looking at all the finer detail to ensure that we have the maximum preparation to go into the games, knowing that we're sure-footed in what we're doing.
And just finally, reflecting back on on a great weekend for the club and the 55th title for the men's team. In terms of the women's operation and your team, we spoke before about how this is a new group. It's the first season as professionals. The women are dealing with an added pressure. There is pressure and a responsibility representing Rangers. How do you use that as a positive, going forward in terms of motivating your players?
Well, Graham, it's a process, when you go full time and you come in and like a new job, or anybody out there that's starting a new job, there's a period of time where you have to understand your role and your responsibility within the team, and that process only gets better through time, practice, repetition of the practice. But the pressures that come with Rangers Football Club, or any other football club for that matter, is part of the game. And it's about how you embrace that challenge. We always talk about finding solutions here at Rangers, so there's always a solution. So there's never a problem here. There's always help at hand, whether it be a coach, the welfare team that we have, all those ancillary bits that go round about the football player. That the football players, that every one will have a sphere of influence round about them, and we make sure that sphere of influence has got a positive dimension and a positive aspect to them becoming a top Rangers player. So I guess it's a process, and as I've said, there's lots of help at hand, and I've just spoke about this being a one club, right from the directors all the way down and through to us guys down here and that have to step over the white line. Then there's we know that we're a group that come together, and that nobody's alone. We're in this together. So we'll win together and we'll lose together. We walk in, we walk out. So, and it's about enjoyment, absolute enjoyment. You're going to have, the players are going to have to come through those gates. Maybe 200 times a year. So you need to be happy when you're coming through them. So I guess it's the environment, and certainly here we've got a great environment at this football club, whereby players can develop and maximise their potential.